Welcome, sports fans. Welcome back to another live. I'm Joe Mar,
I'm Rush.
and this is Decide at Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most interesting, and riveting sports topics, discussions, and debates on the internet.
Yes, people, before we get into today's video, don't forget to like this one. Leave a comment under the video and subscribe to this or that Sports TV. It's very important that you subscribe. We're approaching 5,000, almost 50,000, We're approaching 5,000 subscribers and we love to reach there before the year ends. So hit the subscribe button, the big white button. What else you want to do?
Share the video to at least 10 people, but ensure to get us 6 subscribers because if each and every one of you guys can manage to do that, you know how many subscribers that get us by the end of the day, people?
A lot. But people, as you know, the Manning Cup is over. Manning Cup season has concluded. And we're here to talk about it. We're here to round it up. We're here to speak about some of the standout players in the Manning Cup this year. Some of the teams that underperformed. Some teams that we expected more from that didn't give us that.
Yeah.
And some surprise teams. We're also here to build up, to do a build up for this or that Sports TV award show, and that will be premiering tomorrow at 7. So we're going to show you guys the promotional video with the categories and the nominees, and hopefully you can talk to us in the comment section and tell us who would win the awards, who you would have win the awards. So who is the best player in the Manning? Not the best player. Who's the player of the season?
Yeah.
Who's the coach of the season? Who scored the best goal in the Manning Cup? Who's the goalkeeper of the season?
Yeah.
Who's the surprise team of the season? Who's the young player of the season? So yeah, that's what we're here to do today. So first of all, let's talk about the Manning Cup season. How do you rank this one? Where do you rank it?
Besides the season that I played in, of course, because I played, this has to be the best Manning Cup season that I've experienced. Maybe it's because of the access that I've had to the season, so I could be a bit biased, but I genuinely do believe that in terms of football, in terms of entertainment value, in terms of storylines, in terms of surprise teams, in terms of great coaching, in terms of very well organized football, very well organized competition, by the organizers, I think it has been one of, if not the best season that I've experienced.
Yeah, definitely the best season that I've watched. I've been around, in entertaining seasons, but not watching it to the extent that I watched this one. And being there on the sidelines and some of the craziest moments are happening on the spot. I'm seeing it and talking about and covering it. So I just definitely enjoyed this one. It's the most memorable Manning Cup season for me, mostly because we're working. So yeah, I enjoyed it, bro. I think it lived up to the hype. The first full year back, after the pandemic. So last year they tried it and a shortened competition. I don't remember, probably around 30 odd teams entered, if so much. 20 odd teams entered last year. And this year they came back with most of the teams. Some teams pulled out at the last, Pembroke and some other teams pulled out. But for the most part, teams represented themselves well. Obviously, teams that placed in groups where, some of the games weren't favorable to them. I St. Mary's College and Cedar Grove plays in a group with St. Catherine High and Jamaican College. So we saw a few violations, and I enjoyed it. To be fair, as a neutral and as watching Manning Cup, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching the 9-0s and the 10. You know which game? I really enjoyed that. We can talk about this. People, leave a comment in the live chat. What was your favorite game of the Manning Cup before the second round? So in the first round, or before the quarterfinal stage, what was your favorite game? My favorite game was probably in the second round, not the quarterfinal stage, but in the second round. Whisper 5 goals, 3 assists. That's probably my game, not my favorite game. So people, let us know in the comment section, what was your favorite game in the Manning Cup before the quarterfinal stage? What you would listen to that?
Campadon versus Monatic Celsius.
Campadon versus Monatic Celsius, 3-4.
Yeah, that was the most ridiculous game that had everything you want in a football game. It had great football, it had great coaching adjustments, it had drama, it had refereeing mistakes, it had late goals and it had many goals. It had very good defensive moments and it had one of the great goals that we've seen in the Manning Cup, Kishan Gordon, and Daniel Mitchell. So it had everything. McRae, amazing individual performances. That game, I think, had everything that you'd want to see in a football game, and that would have had to be my first game before the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and the thing is, both teams going for it. Both teams going for it. We saw Craig Butler's Mona going for it. They play very direct, and then we saw Camperdown being very direct, not sitting off and not giving too much respect to the Mona High School team. In fact, We saw where Dan Hugh Mitchell, who was leading goal scorer for Mona at the time, and probably for the whole Manning Cup at the time, because that was in the first round. They had to put him in the defense, closer to the end of the game. Yes, he scored the winner, but that was from a set play, and he was just off the pitch in the second phase of the play.
Well taken goal, though.
Well taken goal, really good goal. Very crucial goal.
Yeah.
The composure that kid has in front of goal, even their penalties, he's the one that takes their penalties. And he has an eye for goal for sure. I wouldn't say he's a forward. I can name a few better number 9s out there, but as a defender, his eye for goal is something to speak about. So that game was really entertaining. People, what's your favorite game of the Manning Cup this year? I see some comments real quick. So Reggae Boys commentary, all is well. You up yourself, all is well, bro. Most things are well right now. Yes, everything good.
I think you got thanks for life, though. At the end of the day, this is that you remember about the conversation we had about JC winning the Manning Cup. We've had many conversations with very many people about JC winning the Manning Cup. Obviously, both our predictions were subverted. I initially started with Georges to begin the season. Then I thought that Kingston College would have done it because of their grit and because of the Jean Whisper. And then I did think that Stats would manage to win on penalties. So at every point in time, I seem to have counted out JC, and they've always managed to overcome my pessimism towards them. So, big ups to JC.
This is Toki, True Blue. Are you the person that approached us in the stands? My grandstand when a JC fan came to us and we were speaking for a good 5 minutes. And he told us about JC having a more experienced team and they're going to win the Manning Cup. Is that you? Talk to us, because you're right, and you're supporting the team. Maybe you're being biased, but it works in your favor this time. And the thing is, we probably should have given JC a bit more. No, we gave them respect, but we probably should have given them a little bit more of a chance in it. We kind of counted them out.
No, we never counted.
No, we said that. We said that.
We
said that we had three chances to change our picks to Jamaica College, and we still did. Even after beating Stats and penalties in the Champions Cup, we still didn't change it. So I understand JC supporters saying that we didn't give JC a chance.
We didn't count them out. It wasn't ever a case where JC are going to lose this match. We never once predicted a match where we were going to say. And even in the JC Mona match, I predicted JC to win that game. We predicted Mona, I predicted JC. So we did predict them from time to time. I just did believe that this match would have been a close one. Jaheim Williams would have pulled out theatrics and heroics, and they would have gone to penalties again, as I was proven right. And Stats literally had the game in their hands. It was within Stats' control to go for it and hit the ball in the goal and to win the Manning Cup. So, alas, we did get it wrong, but it's margins. We could have been absolutely right.
Yeah, and I think that we started to say, definitely after the quarterfinal round onwards, is that what we usually see in the Manning Cup is that the most experienced team usually wins. The bigger team usually wins. The team with the most 17 and 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds usually win the competition. And we didn't really give that much thought. We just thought that Mona, with their first 9 or 10, would have just been so good for most people. Never Bell and his, prowess would have been so good. Kingston College and their, the threat that they possess in every single competition would have been so good. That, I personally, I knew that Jamaica College would have been there. They would have been around it. But I honestly thought the story of Stats would have, beared some fruit. It sounded like a really good story and I wanted to see. But it wasn't to be.
As it relates to Jamaica College, as I said, I did predict them to beat. I did predict JC to top their zone in the quarterfinals. I did predict them to beat Mona. And I did have them going to the finals, and it wasn't being biased. I did say they would advance to the finals and they would play St. Andrew Technical High School in the finals. And that match would be brought to penalty shootout. And even in that match, St. Andrew Technical did have the lion's share of chances. St. Andrew Technical were the dominant team in that game. They did put Jamaica College on the back foot. And when they took it to the penalty shootout, they started an amazing save by Jaheim Williams. And with their last kick in the regular alternate penalties, first 5, before sudden death, they had the game to kill it off. And it was really Stats who threw the game away rather than Jamaica College winning that game.
Yeah, and Dan said Stats was gifted a goal by a defensive error. Yes, it was a defensive error, but it was a well-taken goal. I have to kick the ball in the goal. The thing is, Stats had numerous chances to kill the game, and they just weren't clinical. maybe the chances were just not falling to Shaq Satchel. Maybe one of those earlier chances that falling to, he was the one trying to create something,
Yeah.
dribbling down and trying to cross the ball and just not coming off. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I understand you saying that, a goal was gifted to them. I don't think it was gifted, but a mistake and they post and a mistake. You have to be there to take the chance. So I wouldn't say they were gifted a goal, but
At the end of
I
the day, at the
understand.
end of the day, for many reasons, one being that we definitely didn't see a lot of JC. Two being our respect for history. I can't say history because Jamaica College is as historic as it gets. But I saw Neville Bell and I saw his team and I saw that they were technical class. However, I guess the competition that I saw them against, which I used to make my prediction, wasn't good enough competition. And then with Kingston College, I hate to count out Kingston College because even the stats game that they were initially absolutely outplayed by St. Andrews Technical, I think in that game they still managed to produce chances in the latter part of the game, almost coming to win the game. In fact, a referee's decision could have changed the dynamic of that game. Dejan Richards probably not getting hurt in the first half could have changed the dynamic of the game. So Kingston College's grit, though St. Andrews Technical proving ultimately, but showing to probably be a technically better team and a team that possesses great players. Kingston College's grit almost still brought them through. Just their grit and their star player. So that's what I was based my case prediction on. But Jamaica College win and rightfully so. They definitely deserved it. And they have a very good team with solid players. And congrats to JC.
Let's have this conversation. We've been having it off air, but I see they're bringing it up in the comment section. So, Toki, who's a JC fan, is saying Zimines didn't do anything in the game. In fact, I feel like Zimines in the forward position had a subpar season. He came in, obviously offered some things to Jamaica College, but I feel like they were expecting more from him. I feel like David Ferguson tried to play a master stroke in that Terry Zimini should be one of the most technical players in the Money Cup. He should be. He should be able to cross the ball better than most people in the Money Cup. Should be able to control the ball better than most people in the Money Cup and kick the ball better than most people in the Money Cup. So here what we wanted to do up there. Control the ball and pass it. And when I get the shot, kick it into the goal. And unfortunately, well, not even unfortunately, because they won the Money Cup ultimately. But I don't think Tarek Zimini's offered that to them as much as they wanted him to offer it. Feel like he would have served them better in the right back position. And the right back position, funny enough, was a position that cost them a goal in the finals. It didn't cost anything ultimately because they still won, but their right back made a mistake. Not to say that if Zimini was there, he would have made that mistake. But maybe if Zimini was playing right back, I feel like he would have had a better season. I'm not sure how much better it would have been. But I think so. Him playing as one of the forwards definitely contributed to him not, living up to everything that they wanted him to provide. Yeah. So that's what I have to say about it. Toki. So he said, JC old boy and fan. Yeah, man. See what I'm going.
So yeah, people, we have about 20 people on right now. If everybody would like the video, if everybody watching right now would like the video, that would be appreciated. As the video comes to an end, we're going to go about an hour today. We'll introduce our This or That Sports TV Manning Cup Awards, and that's something that we want to talk about. So like the video so it can go out to more people, so we can have more people joining on the interaction, joining on the conversation.
Yeah. Stats. Let's speak about stats for a second, because I like stats as a program. I like what they're doing there. Being from the inner city and still wanting to be counted as one of those teams, one of those mega programs. I like the investment I like all the investment that they're putting into their program, and it almost paid off. And I wanted it to pay off for that very reason. Not that I hate Jamaica College or anything. Jamaica College absolutely deserved it. They're unbeaten. You can't count them out. You can't say because one story sounds good. Stats should have won. Jamaica College deserved it. But stats worked so hard, man, and I feel like Jamaica College has a better squad than stats. I feel like stats coaching is awesome, and the players that they use to do what they do is just great. And Philip Williams, got that team to play exactly the way he wants them to play. Putting Omar Reed in the midfield was a really good stroke by him. We see Omar Reed tracking down players and pressing and winning balls and playing through passes and running with it when he needs to. Shaq on Satchel, I feel like he got the best out of him this season. So the stats program, I really like it. And one thing I wanted to happen, and this was the reason I wanted to happen, I wanted stats to win because they were doing it for Omar Leng, their player, who was their best player last season. And they wanted to, dedicate winning the Money Cup to him. it just sounded like a story that was to be. It was obviously it wasn't to be, but it just sounded so good that I wanted it to come through. You know, wonderful story, but it didn't happen. And both, I feel like this was a game where both teams deserved to win, and the penalty shootout was just the penalty shootout had to happen to decide it. I don't think if Stats didn't deserve to lose 2-0, 3-0, 3-1. Stats didn't deserve to lose. JC didn't deserve to lose in regular time. So I feel like ultimately it was fair.
No, to Baylis. Both Satchel and Reed will be leaving high school. They'll be moving on to bigger and better stuff. So this was their senior season in the Manning Cup. And you can see how gutted both those players were. Knowing full well that this will be their last season, they won't ever be able to kick another ball as a schoolboy again. That sucks.
Yeah.
They came this close. They both converted their penalties. They both played well. They both offered a lot in the finals and in the season in general. It's just so unfortunate how their season had come to an end. Unfortunate. Stats number 7, Shaquan Satchel. What is the future for him? I can definitely see him matriculating to the professional level. I definitely think we can liken him to the likes of a Paris or or a Nicoy Daly or somebody of that ilk, where I do believe that Shaquan Satchel with his skills being honed and the right mentorship and training can take the next level. He's a very talented player. Mentally, he knows the football game very well. And one thing keep at it, he's going to be a good footballer.
He's a talent, man. And we're going to speak about some players now that we feel like still out in the Manning Cup. Obviously, we're going to get to the awards soon. This is just a reasoning. Some players that did well. We're on Satchel right now, who was the man for Stats. And every time you talk to him, he's going to say he's the man because he knows it. And because he knows it, yes, but he doesn't overdo it.
Yeah.
He doesn't force the ball. He doesn't try to kick a shot from 50 yards. Knowing that he's the man and he can't be subbed out.
Kind of messy-ish.
Yeah, he's humble with it.
Yeah.
Yes, he knows. I know that I'm the man, but I'm still going to do the right thing. And yes, I'm going to dribble because that's what my coach asked me to do. And I have the ability to do it, so I'm going to do it.
Dribbler.
Yeah, so but he's not trying to overdo it. So that's a good thing. Another player I want to talk about real quick, since the JC fan is here, let's talk about Romain Blake, man. A player that I've been impressed with all season. Every time I watch him, he's just having a good game. And in fact, the finals may have been his worst game and they still won it. That pairing of Davidson and Romain Blake, it's just a solid pairing. And they don't concede many goals. They along with Rasika Rose, that's just a dream pairing for Jamaica College right now. But Blake, very, very good player. And surprisingly, he's 17 years old?
He's in grade
11. I thought
11.
this kid was 19 or 18.
Apparently, Romain Blake is still wearing blue shirt.
Yeah, crazy.
He's not wearing a tie yet.
No.
That's insane.
No white shirt and Chris Bridging.
That's insane. And he speaks very intelligently, so I assume that he definitely will meet the prerequisites to attend sixth form. Not saying that they're, as a footballer in Jamaica College, you probably don't necessarily have to meet the lofty prerequisites that we had to meet to get into the sixth form that we went to. But I do believe he still possesses the mental acuity to meet those standards. He seems like a very intelligent player, a very thoughtful human being, and very assertive, and dominant on the field. In addition to his intangibles, a very good footballer. Technically as gifted as anyone in any position in the whole entire Manning Cup. He can kick a pass as good as any midfielder. And I'm sure, I haven't gotten to see it, but I'm sure he can kick the ball in the goal just as good as most forwards in the Manning Cup as well. And not to mention his defensive acumen. He's an outstanding player, like one of the best players in this season. Absolutely ridiculous. One of the few players comparable to a Shaquan Satchel and a Deshaun Richards. He's in that
top level. He's in that class.
Top level schoolboy footballers.
And what he offers that Jamaica College team is to play out the back. The Jamaica College really out the ball like that. They don't really clear the ball like that unless they're under a lot of pressure. Oftentimes they play it out.
I've seen Xavier Davis clear the ball twice in the whole season.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so they don't clear the ball like that, and it's because they have the ability. Because Romain Blake and Xavier Davidson have the ability to play at foot. I feel like both of them could step up into the midfield and make a seamless transition to the CDM spot. I honestly believe it. Because they might just be the best passers on that team. Obviously, Cameron Wilson will have something to say about that. But I feel like Romain Blake could step up and
range of passing, I think Romain Blake is, I'm going to say it, probably has the longest or the biggest range of passing the whole Manning Cup. Romain Blake. I think I can say that.
Yeah.
His technique is impeccable, absolutely flawless. I definitely think Romain Blake probably has the biggest or the longest and the most diverse and versatile range of passing in the whole entire mind.
Man, and
He's that good.
his technique is so good.
Yeah.
He doesn't miss kick the ball a lot. He doesn't miss kick the ball a lot. Obviously, everybody will make mistakes, but he doesn't, miscue a pass a lot. He's going to ping it.
And he hits very many passes dependent on situation. We see the passes where he lofted it over 50 yards. We see a pass where he drives it through the air about 7 feet high that just falls right on a player's chest. We see him splicing hard on the ground. We see him use the outside of his boot. We see he uses his left foot to make a pass rather than splicing it. He's just such a good passer.
Yeah.
Technically amazing. One of the standout players.
So I think there's a mistake in Davidson. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of people don't think that. A lot of people don't think that.
No, but you say you think there's a mistake in Davidson. The first time I saw Xavier Davidson make a mistake was in the finals. Even when Romain Blake, the reason why I have Romain Blake as a better footballer than Xavier Davidson is because Romain Blake simply can do more. He's simply a better passer. He's simply a better tackler. He's simply he simply has more touch. He's simply a better footballer. But Romain Blake makes more mistakes than Xavier Davidson. Because Romain Blake is a bit more rash.
And he does more too.
Exactly.
Like he's asked to do more in that team.
He definitely makes more mistakes. And Romain Blake is more aggressive. So Romain Blake goes to ground more frequently than Xavier Davidson. Xavier Davidson, he's so sure. The last game was the first game I've ever seen him make a mistake. Like he controls it and he passes it every single time. Yeah. And he's never rushed, he's never hasted, and he always seems to do the right thing at every given time. And I can't. Besides the finals, I can't remember Xavier Davidson making a mistake. But in every game, I can see Romain Blake probably sliding and giving away a foul, getting a yellow card. Like, think about it. Have you seen Xavier Davidson be carded?
Yeah, he doesn't pick up cards. And he doesn't concede. So what is happening there? Yeah, man, I like Xavier Davidson. And his biggest attribute, I think, is his composure. He doesn't get flustered. He's going to, he knows the right play to make and he's going to make it. And that's what I like about him. He's a very good player. I see that you're saying that in the Mona game, he was out jumped. And I don't quite remember. But the thing is, Xavier Davidson, I want him to be a bit more dominant in the air. He's a tall guy. He's not big, he's not bulky. But I want him to have a bit more of aerial presence, in that Jamaica college team or wherever he plays. But other than that, really, really solid player. And I disagree with you. I don't think he has a mistake in most games.
Yeah.
You say he's passive. It's just his demeanor. Trust me, he's not passive. He appears passive. A lot of players appears that way, but that's not William Saliba. He's not going to be shouting and he appears passive, but try and run past him now. You get me? I say? So in his appearance, he seems passive. In his interview, he seems calm and humble.
We see him on the field, getting up into players' face, telling them all sort of stuff that we can't say on YouTube. Like, he definitely has that aggressive side.
No, man, a big defender, man.
But he knows how to switch it up. Romain Blake, is obviously a bit more cocky. He's a bit more diminutive. He's a bit more showy. He's obviously super confident, and sometimes Romain Blake overdoes it as compared to Xavier Davidson, who will never overdo it. He will always just be simple. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think Blake is more likely to make a mistake, but still a better player.
Yeah. Karami, you big up my bosses. Big up yourself, coach.
And congrats again, coach.
Yeah, man, congrats. And that was probably one of my favorite interviews yesterday. Other than the one where them come wake me up. People, I don't know if it's that. I don't think that interview was published, but I was doing an interview with Davian Ferguson yesterday, the JC coach, after winning. And he was talking to me, and then a couple of players just came up to us and just went him up. And I got some of that. People probably think I celebrated, but I wasn't celebrating with Jamaica guys. Coach, big up yourself, man, and congrats on winning. What you're doing, what you and Coach Halliman and Coach Nicholas, what you guys are doing at Tivoli Gardens is really a good job, and I must speak about it, and kudos to you guys. People, we did a feature at Tivoli Gardens High School earlier in the Money Cup season. Go and check that out. What the program that they have down there, man, it's really good, and what they're doing for those boys is good. The coach has a really good relationship with them, and he speaks highly of them. The boys speak highly of him. They love him down there. What he ultimately wants to do is get those boys out of the community. Get those boys, instead of being on the corner, be here playing football. Instead of thinking about doing something wrong, be here playing football.
Yeah, that's what
I love it.
In the Walker Cup semi-final, I did an interview with Christopher Nichols, and he was saying that football is the way out. It's the distraction for these kids. It's how they're going to progress. It's how they're going to stay out of trouble. And that's an emphasis that they have been placing. That's something that we've heard from them at the very, very beginning of the season. When we did a schoolboy feature with Tivoli Gardens High School, people go and check that out. That was a really good one. We're here a couple months later at the end of the season, and he's still harping on that. He's doing this to save the kids.
Yeah, and we need more people like that, man, because it's hard, bro. I don't know if you ever see, but sometimes whenever I see kids being let down by society or their parents or whoever, it really sometimes it touches me, bro, because they don't really have a say in it. They are here and they are innocent and they don't really they don't even have the ability to make some decisions and some choices. So the more you can look out for your youth, the better the place will be. But yeah, Coach Karomi, congrats again. Big up on the job that you're doing at Tivoli Gardens High School, and it's only up and up from here. I'd love to know though how many of those players that won the World Cup yesterday, will be able to play next year. I want to know that. How many players are you going to lose? People, real quick, before we continue the show, we're going to play this video a couple times in the live. We're at 26 minutes into the live. So I'm going to show you this other Sports TV Awards is coming up tomorrow. And I'm going to play, the teaser, categories and nominees so that you guys know, and then we're going to talk about it.
This are that Sports TV Manning Cup Awards, where we award the top performers this season. These are the categories and nominees. The first category is the Rising Star Award, where we award the top performing young player of the season. The nominees are Xavier Gooden, St. Andrew Technical High School; Denzel Washington Mackenzie, Mona High; Kevin Hibbert, Haile Selassie High School; Kai Miles, Campion College. The second category is the Goal of the Season Award, given to the best goal scored in the Manning Cup. The nominees are Kevon Wilson versus Haile Selassie; Samuel Shakes versus Charlie Smith; Shaquan Satchel versus Kingston College; and Jaheim Fraser versus St. Andrew Technical High. The next category is the Goalkeeper of this Season Award. This is given to the most outstanding goalkeeper all season. The nominees are Hakeem Bernard, Mona High School; Rasika Rose, Jamaica College; Jaheim Williams, Stats; Kevin Hibbert, Haile Selassie; and Gavin Messam, Jose Marti Technical High School. The fourth category, the Coach of the Season Award, given to the best performing coach this year. The nominees are Craig Butler, Mona High School; Davian Ferguson, Jamaica College; Linval Dixon, Haile Selassie High; Philip Williams, St. Andrew Technical High School; and Raymond Watson, Kingston College. And the big award, the Player of the Season, given to the most valuable player this year. And the nominees are Donhue Mitchell, Mona High School; Dujan Richards, Kingston College; Kevon Wilson, Jamaica College; Romaine Blake, Jamaica College; and Shaquan Satchel, St. Andrew Technical High School. And our special award, the Surprise Team of the Season. The nominees are Campion College, Haile Selassie High School, Jose Marti Technical High School, and Tivoli Gardens High.
Yeah. So people, the award is coming up. You guys saw the nominees. Let us know. What do you think? Yeah. So my favorite category in that, obviously the player of the season is exciting, but the surprise teams. But we saw a couple of surprise teams this season: Campion, Haile Selassie, and Tivoli. And I enjoyed what those teams did. So I really want to see what we decide. Who is the surprise team of the season? Is it? I just some comments real quick.
Yeah, let's address the Walker Cup conversation. That's
Right,
something I'd like to chime into.
All right.
All right, so somebody asked our opinions on new Walker Cup setup. I think it's dumb. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's retarded. Sorry for using that word, but I probably shouldn't. But it's so bad. Like I don't understand what was the thought process behind of it. I'm guessing they're saying schools shouldn't be able to win 4 competitions. I'm not sure why. If you add a new competition, you add a new competition, right? But Never Bell said something. Never Bell said something that he was looking forward to win the 11th Walker Cup trophy to tie with, I think, it was Jamaica College.
I think it's Casey.
Or
Casey was the
KC,
most.
yeah. And I was saying, Kingston College and Jamaica College will never win another Walker Cup ever again.
Ever.
In fact, it's so weird that St. George's College are competing for the Walker Cup. So
Yeah, and if they had won this year's World Cup, they would have tied with
that's what I'm
to have
saying.
the most World Cup when the competition is changed and Kingston College didn't have a shot.
That's what I'm saying. Kingston College will never win. So St. George's College will be able to tie them, and then who knows? Maybe next year, pass them out in Walker Cups. What I think they should do, and this is an idea I think Never Bell, tossed out in the air, but I really put some thought to it. I hope the organizers from ISA are listening to me right now. If they do it, then they just give me my money. I just pay my rent for living on my style. But what should happen is every single school, I think about 40 to 60 schools will be playing in the Manning Cup. Anywhere in between that. So we see 40, 44, 45, sometimes 50, sometimes, so anywhere in between 40 and 55 schools will play in the Manning Cup. I think each and every single one of those schools should get a chance to win the Walker Cup, not just if you qualify for the second round. So in the Walker Cup first round, I think most teams play 2 to 3 games a week. Right? What can happen is, like, for example, if there are 44 teams or whatever, you have, or say there are 48, just say 48 for peace of mind, right? You have 48 teams, and what you can do is just make a bracket. We know that they come into the Manning Cup seeded. So the first seed, they seed them from 1 to 44, and that's why they put them in their zones. So each team could be automatically entered in the Walker Cup, and then the first seed, so this year the first seed would be probably Jamaica College, and the last seed would be St. Mary's College, right? And each from 1 to 48, 1 to 48, 2 to 47, 3 to 46, so on and so forth. And each of them play. Boom. As soon as you play the first match, then that would then be brought down.
Yeah, and knockout straight
Yeah,
down
and
the gate.
because it's Walker Cup, it's knockout. So it'll be straight down the gate. So in order to win the Walker Cup regularly, a team would have to win 1, 2, 3, 4 games in order to win the Walker Cup. Putting all the teams in Manning Cup would only require a team to win 6 games to win the World Cup. It would only require 2 more rounds, or maybe 3.
Yeah.
And then if it's uneven, then you give the top teams buys through the first round, and you allow the bottom teams to play against each other.
Give the second round teams from last season a bye.
Yeah.
And they will come in at the round of 16 or wherever.
Exactly.
That would be fine. But
and every school would get a chance to, and it wouldn't take up much more resources. It wouldn't put any much more strain. It would just add probably 1 more game a week to the kids' season. You start the season, they play their first round matches, and then they play the first set of Walker Cup where every team play, and then the second set. And by that, you'd bring it down to the regular 16 or 8 teams, and then you could go for it and play the Walker Cup separately like you normally do. You could play so in the initial part of the Walker Cup, the top seeded teams would get to play the home game. They host that first game in the Walker Cup. And then when it gets to the final 8 or the final 16, then you play it at neutral ground, whatever. Similar to the FA Cup setup. I think every school should get to play a cup competition. From the lowest of low schools to the highest of high schools, every school should be able to get a cup competition. It wouldn't be hard on the organizers. Just split it in half.
I'd like to hear the thought process. Maybe it's just trying to extend some school seasons a bit more. Bouncing in the second round, trying to extend those team seasons and give them a chance at still winning something. Somebody said the Losers Cup. I wouldn't quite call it that.
I'm calling it that.
I wouldn't quite call it that because you have to make the second round ultimately, and everybody. If you don't win the Manning Cup, then you're a loser. That's not the term to use.
You have to lose to qualify for the World Cup. Yeah. In order to qualify for the World Cup, you have to lose.
Not necessarily.
Yes, because when you make the second round, you don't qualify for the World Cup. When you make the second round, you're still in the second round. You're
Yeah,
still
but-
playing for a Champions Cup spot.
Yeah, and then the teams in the quarterfinal group, even if the amount of games that they win.
You are relegated to the World Cup.
Nah, I understand.
Exactly. So you
but
have to lose to make it to the World Cup. That's why it's a losers cup. 100%.
I wouldn't necessarily call it that. Still,
100%.
because you have to put in a good season to make it there, and it's not just given. So I'm not going to brand it as the losers cup. I still have a bit of respect for it, not as much as I had, in years gone by. But a team still have to put in some good work to win the World Cup. Seeing teams beat, some of the giant teams in Wolmer's and St. George's College, to make it there. The run is still something that is exciting. So I wouldn't necessarily call it that, but I hear you.
Yeah,
and the thing is,
what you can have, if you want a situation like that, you can have another cup, but it can't be the World Cup.
You can have another cup.
It can't be the World Cup because St. George's College couldn't have tied KC in the World Cup this season.
Change the name.
It can't be not changing name.
It shouldn't be the World Cup.
No, not changing name.
If
The
you're
World
going
Cup,
to do
the
away with
World
the
Cup.
World Cup.
No, the World Cup needs to still be there.
No, I
There
agree.
still needs to be a domestic corporate area knockout competition.
I agree, but I agree. But may I say, if they are going to change the format and they just say that these schools are not going to play more than 2 competitions, I get it. These teams are not going to play more than 2 competitions, and the World Cup format is different because you have to play the Champions Cup for whatever purpose. You will have the sponsorship or whatever, you have to play the Champions Cup. You don't want them playing 4 competitions or 3 competitions. Then change the name of the thing. Don't call it the World Cup because it's not the World Cup. It's not what we're used to. That's just somebody's comments real quick. So that's a super chat from Ryan. Much love. Ryan said,
Pure character,
Yeah.
lifting some weights and keep it up.
um,
So Ryan, even from the gym,
yeah.
I know him to stop work.
Why, sir?
Mr. Ryan, yeah, I work right up on the YouTube same way I watch.
I mean, I tell you, say, this man really come in and go live same way.
Pure
You know,
character.
you have a respect.
What him say? Pure character.
I have a respect Ryan grind same way.
No, without a doubt.
Yeah, man. Much love, brother.
But yeah, as we said, the Walker Cup, the way that the Walker Cup should go forward, bro. Every team that play on the Manning Cup should have a chance at the Walker Cup. So if you want to begin and then make St. Mary's play against Papine or wherever that, and you want to get the top teams in my buy, and you continue to chop it down, because to think about it, you would only add 2 more game days. You would only add 2 more game days to the season. Like if you start with 64 teams, you break 64 and a half, that's 32, and that's around 32. So say you start out with 48 teams. You would give what would that be? 14 teams buys. You play 32, right? And then in the next round, you add. You understand? I just saw it would go. I think every school can play for the Walker Cup. I don't mind if you make it to the Manning Cup second round and you don't qualify for the Champions Cup, then play the Super. You make another competition. So you have the Champions Cup, you qualify for that, and then you have another cup that should be all Ireland as well. That's not as, So you still have the Walker Cup, that's the domestic situation. Then you have the Champions Cup, then you have the Super Cup. Where if you don't qualify for the Champions Cup, you go and play for the Super Cup. That would still be another all Ireland competition. You understand? And then even if they don't want to make that all Ireland, fine. You make it Inter Manning Cup or Inter Dakar Cup or whatever. But the Walker Cup has to go back to where every team compete, or at least the way it was before. The way World Cup is right now, it's not giving, bro. It can't be. So, Kingston College will never win another World Cup. It cannot be. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. This new World Cup format, it's ridiculous.
The World Cup game, though, the actual World Cup final was a really good game.
Yeah. And as I said, respect both teams. Respect
Tivoli and Haile Selassie. Really, really good teams. Really good teams and a really good game. Going to penalty shootout now. The Manning Cup finals and the World Cup finals ended in a similar fashion. So I really enjoyed it, and people, you're going to see the vlog. Really, really good game. So even though the World Cup, somebody said that they're disrespecting, the person that it is named after, and the prestige is a bit lower now. Fine, I understand. I definitely understand that. And I agree. But while this is the case, it definitely provided a really good game.
No,
I wanted to turn out.
Don't get me wrong. I don't mind the opportunity that it's provided for the likes of Tivoli and Haile Selassie.
who took the opportunity.
Bro, the Walker Cup, this is not the Walker Cup. But if you want to make another
This is
competition,
the new Walker Cup.
if you want to make another
Call
competition
it something else.
and call it something else, call it Digital Contenders Cup. Because that's a really good name. The Digital Contenders Cup. And you have the Walker Cup be played by the team that would have normally played at the Walker Cup. Or you can have the people who drop out at the second round. In order to make it interesting, them can play against each other and then play against the top 4 teams in the quarterfinal of the Walker Cup. So for example, you have the teams that will go second round, drop out. You get me? I said so like the champions and the Jose Martins or whatever, and then them play against the 2 teams that drop out in the quarterfinals, and then after those teams play against each other, then the 4 teams who made it through to the semifinal would begin in the Walker Cup quarterfinals. You understand what I said? So the team that will drop out of the quarterfinal, team that will make it to the second round, them still playing in the Walker Cup, them qualify for the quarterfinals, and then the 4 teams would still be playing in the Manning Cup and Champions Cup or whatever. Them wouldn't have to play first round, second round. Them just come in the quarterfinals, play against those teams, and then go win the Walker Cup or drop out and lose the Walker Cup. But those teams should have a chance to win the Walker Cup, even if them only have to end up playing 2 games in the Walker Cup. So I don't mind if them say, all right, these teams now going to play the same 4 games for the World Cup they normally play. I don't mind if that's a change. You understand? They must say, all right, them have Champions Cup, them can't have them play so much football. Fine. Automatically bring them through to the quarterfinals of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Automatically give them a bye to the quarterfinals of the World Cup and then allow them to still have a chance to win the World Cup.
All right, so Toki said, why did they change it? No clue. Actually, I don't know the actual reason for the change. I'm pretty sure it's out there, but we couldn't find it. But I'm not sure. Then so remember, there are schoolboys and the education aspect have to be taken into consideration. What exactly? Adding more games into the season? Why do you say the education aspect?
No, with my format, I only added 1 or 2 more.
No,
games.
may I ask him what he must say?
So that's the thing with my format. I only added with that format, having every team playing World Cup, it would only add 1 or 2 more games. Because if there are 64 schools in the Money Cup, which there aren't 64 schools in the Money Cup. Right now the World Cup is what? 16-team competition. So that means 4 rounds of games in order to get to the finals. So say it was 64. Then you bust down 64, 32. That's the round of 32. After the round of 32, and the round of 16. So that's just 2 more match days before you get to the 16-team competition. Just 2 additional match days. You understand? So it's not like it wouldn't extend the season by any at all. Just instead of one of the weeks that the kids play 2 matches, just have them play 3 matches in 1 week. Only 2 more seasons.
People, again, we have 55 people, so we're going to show the video again and then talk about the categories and the nominees and what you think. Who should get these awards? We are not going to tell you what we think, but we're going to hear what we have to say, is it? Mm-hmm. Here goes.
This is the This or That Sports TV Manning Cup Awards, where we award the top performers this season. These are the categories and nominees. The first category is the Rising Star Award, where we award the top performing young player of the season. The nominees are Xavier Gooden, St. Andrew Technical High School; Denzel Washington Mackenzie, Mona High; Kevin Hibbert, Haile Selassie High School; Kai Miles, Campion College. The second category is the Goal of the Season Award, given to the best goal scored in the Manning Cup. The nominees are Kevon Wilson versus Haile Selassie; Samuel Shakes versus Charlie Smith; Shaquan Satchel versus Kingston College; and Jaheim Fraser versus St. Andrew Technical High. The next category is the Goalkeeper of this Season Award. This is given to the most outstanding goalkeeper all season. The nominees are Akeem Bernard, Mona High School; Rasika Rose, Jamaica College; Jaheim Williams, Stats; Kevin Hibbert, Haile Selassie; and Gavin Messam, Jose Marti Technical High School. The fourth category, the Coach of the Season award, given to the best performing coach this year. The nominees are Craig Butler, Moner High School; Davion Ferguson, Jamaica College; Linval Dixon, Haile Selassie High; Philip Williams, St. Andrew Technical High School; and Raymond Watson, Kingston College. And the big award, the Player of the Season, given to the most valuable player this year. And the nominees are Donhue Mitchell, Mona High School; Dujon Richards, Kingston College; Kevon Wilson, Jamaica College; Romaine Blake, Jamaica College; and Shaquan Satchel, St. Andrew Technical High School. And our special award, the surprise team of the season. The nominees are Campion College, Haile Selassie High School, Jose Marti Technical High School, and Tivoli Gardens High.
Yeah. So, people, what do you think? What do you think? First of all, let's talk about the Rising Star Awards. And I see someone asking in the comment section what's the criteria basically. And it's just a player that qualifies to play in the course competition that had an outstanding competition in the Manning Cup this year, and an outstanding performance in the Manning Cup this year.
Yeah.
So those players who we have, Xavier Gooden, who we found out midway the season that he's just 16 years old. Denzel Washington McKenzie, who is up there
15 years old,
for
currently playing coach.
right. He's currently playing coach for Mona High School,
favorite young player.
and he stood out for Mona.
Is the fact that he's my favorite young player an indicator who might be winning?
I'm not sure.
And people know some of Denzel McKenzie.
We don't know what them I say. So yeah, Denzel Washington McKenzie, a really good player, 15 years old, stood out in that midfield for Mona High School. Really, really good player, very technical player.
Yeah.
Kyle Miles, you get me?
Baller. Such
14.
a mature kid.
Actually playing in the courts.
Same thing with Denzel Washington. Such a mature kid. He at times put Campion on his back. Campion didn't score very many goals, but when they did score, it was Kyle Miles who would score it. And he's such a young player, such a talented player. Campion are such a young and talented team, and we will be hearing the likes of Campion College again. But Kyle Miles definitely won.
Yeah, man. And this team, they've been building this.
We can talk about that in a surprise team. We talk about Rising Stars now. Kevin Hibbert.
Yeah, we have Kevin Hibbert.
From
Haile Selassie.
Yeah. My keeper that.
How old is he?
15 years old. We spoke to Linval Dixon, and Linval Dixon's he seemed aware of the inevitability of him being poached. I asked him and he was like, yeah, he will be. He will go.
Yeah.
Another team will come in and take him. Linval Dixon is well aware of that, because he's fully aware that the school that he coaches does not possess the resources to hone a kid like his talent. But to bring him to the point where he is, that shows a lot about Haile Selassie. But this kid, he can keep. He communicates well. He's big. Technically, he's very good as a goalkeeper. I think on his feet, that's where he needs to improve. But I think all the intangibles as a goalkeeper, very good.
Yeah, and people know this is the Manning Cup Award, so it's not the Walker Cup. The Walker Cup is not considered. The Champions Cup is not considered.
The Costa Cup
the Costa Cup is not considered. It's just the Manning Cup. We did a comprehensive coverage of the Manning Cup. We went to the schools and did features. We had the games with interviews and vlogs and all that. Live talking about
it's the only competition that we comprehensively covered, because we didn't pay as much attention to the World Cup. They were there for some fixtures. We didn't see as many as we could. The Champions Cup, we didn't go to St. Elizabeth to watch the games that were played synonymously with the ones in Kingston. So we can't say we comprehensively covered the Champions Cup. But the Manning Cup, we did it in and out, the round and about.
Yeah, and that's the main course. The Manning Cup is the main course. If we were going to involve Champions Cup, then that would give the Champions Cup teams an advantage on the Walker Cup team. Yeah. So it's just the Manning Cup people. So when you think about the best young player for the Rising Star Awards, think about a player that stood out in the Manning Cup, not a player that went and did something in the Champions Cup or the Walker Cup.
Yeah, so Kyle Miles, Gooden, Hibbert,
McKenzie,
ballers. And I'm talking about the Manning Cup and Champions Cup differentiation. You know, Dujan Richards' Champions Cup goal.
Yeah.
Absolute goal of the season, without a doubt. That whisper goal where he dribbled and beat
From
some
inside his
players,
half.
the absolute goal of the season. But he did not qualify for these awards
Yeah.
because he didn't score it in the Manning Cup. So, with not using anything else, not using any other competition, this is just the Manning Cup Awards. You know, this are that Sports TV, we see ourselves as the Manning Cup people, and this is just the Manning Cup Awards.
Yeah.
And but goal of the season for sure, Deshaun Richards.
Latanya Williams said, good. Solid player. Really good player. I've been impressed every single time I see him play for Stats. So yeah, speak about the next category. What's the next one? Coach or goalkeeper? It was goal of the
I
season.
spoke about goal of the season. Oh yeah, I was talking about Whisper.
Yeah.
So Whisper, those scoring the goal of the season did not score the goal of the season in the Manning Cup. You know, and we talk about some of the nominees for goal of the season in the Manning Cup. Shaquan Satchel against Kingston College.
Bro, but before we do that, there are additional rules for the goal of the season.
Yeah.
So yes, it's only the Manning Cup, but again, we're only considering goals from the second round onwards, and that's because we didn't see all the first round games and goals. We heard of some goals and some crazy goals that we just didn't see. We don't even know them score, but we just heard that this man scored a wicked goal around the so we don't want to give a unfair leg up for one teams and other teams that we just simply couldn't go and see. So
yeah, I'm thinking from the second round onwards, we saw
every goal. We saw every single goal from the second round onwards. Every single one, we didn't miss it. So from the second round, from the start of the second round to the finals, that's where we're going to pick our goal of the season. Obviously, we wanted to have all the coverage, but we just don't have it at this point. And hopefully, we'll get there at some point where we can say, pull up the goal from round one part where somebody that cover it for it. Or that game I did a stream on this or that, supposed to be able to go watch it. But we're just not there yet. So we're just going to do what we're sure about. And yeah, the contenders for that, right, or nominees for that, Samuel Shakes versus Charlie Smith. I'd say about 40 yards.
More than that.
More than 40 yards. Just into the other team's half.
Yeah,
cracked it.
He hit it amazingly and it moved so much in the air, giving the goalkeeper no chance.
Yeah.
Samuel Shakes, man, that might just win it.
It might just win it, man. It's a really, really good goal. Another one that we have to talk about is Kevin Wilson. And he scored that goal against Haile Selassie in the quarterfinal round. What a goal.
Out of nowhere. I remember I was there watching that match.
Sealing at the net in a while.
What a moment. You're just going and all of a sudden, bam, goal. They're like, oh my goodness.
What?
And poor Hibbert. And he had such an amazing game in that game too. Hibbert had such a good game. That was the game that I identified him and I knew that this was one of my young players. But what a goal by Kevin Wilson.
Yeah, agree. Another one that we have to mention is Shaquan Satchel versus Kingston College. The first goal in the semi-finals. We picked it up in the midfield. Let's kick the ball.
Key.
Let's kick the ball. Top bins. People, I watched it back on replay. I say, if there was a literal bin up there, no, a lot of times, you just get top bin because you go close enough. So I say, all right, top bins. That was literal top bin, bro. If there was a garbage bin up there, it would have gone into the bin. It literally was in the right angle. And perfect shot. Perfect. I don't think Tajari had a chance. I don't think, that just might win it. There's a Shakes. Right now, people didn't even know where we didn't even know who will win it. Who will win the goal of the season? I hope you guys, saw that goal. Shaquan Satchel versus Kingston College.
Yeah.
Each of a goal.
Oh my goodness.
And the next one, what's the next one?
Fraser, man.
Fraser in the finals.
When it all matters.
The biggest moment.
When all the chips are
It's definitely the biggest moment. Definitely the biggest. Shakes goal now. Not the biggest moment.
But Shaquan, that was a pretty big moment.
Big moment, yes, but these are the finals. And that was the semi-finals. So it's a bigger moment. Kevin Wilson got of it. No, these are the biggest moment. You see me? But in terms of the best goal and the best kick and the best whatever, probably not. Man, I saw that Shaquan goal on YouTube. No man, it's literally amazing. Watch it back, and it's so good to kick it.
No, but when I first saw it, he just get it and he had like Snapchat because he never dressed it or nothing like that. He just cut inside, bam,
goal,
ping, and I said, oh my goodness.
Oh, why? Why did I kick that?
And it's the same thing with Shake. Like I remember looking down on my phone because I was there on the sidelines, just looking on my phone, and I saw Shake's line up. He looked over. he meant every bit of it. So some very good goals scored in Manning Cup.
Yeah,
Very good goals scored.
and even in the first round, I'm going to mention some of them because I don't want to feel like they were overlooked. I remember Romario and Thomas scoring a wicked goal against Wolmer's, from Mona High School. We just pick it up and that boy have a shot on him too, That boy can kick the ball. That would definitely be a nominee for goal of the season if we were supposed to include the first round. For sure. Whisper score 1 from probably about 42 from Calabar, Upper Calabar. I think it was his third goal in a hat-trick up there. Wicked goal. You see me? So, a lot of goals, man. A lot of goals in the Manning Cup, a lot of goals in schoolboy football, a lot of really good goals in schoolboy football. But Shakes, Saka, Fraser, and Wilson, those are the nominees. So, who would you have win this award? Latanya Williams said, I think Satchwell has something special. No man, Satchwell a baller, Bridget. I wish he had one more year at the Manning Cup, not to play it, but to be a bit younger. But he's really good, and I think his progression, the next step is an important step for him.
And Lyndon commented that Mona scored some good goals. Without a doubt, as I said, we were at a Campbell game where they scored 2 of the best goals in the season. Shane Gordon, the Mona number 7 where he got it and he just cut in and he curled
definitely a goal of the season contender.
Oh my goodness, it was ridiculous. And then Daniel Mitchell and like a half volley, boom, with the side of his foot rattling off the crossbar. Absolutely ridiculous. Romario and Thomas, as you mentioned just now, from about 40 yards where he put his laces almost literally through that football. He hit it so hard. I'm trying to remember the name of the Wolmer's goalkeeper. He's also a Phoenix player. He hit it so hard he didn't have a chance to get to it. But those goals were scored in the first round.
Yeah, man.
And because we couldn't see every single goal in the first round.
Unfortunately, we have a count it out.
Yeah, that's why we can't say Ricky can't goal.
And then somebody will say Jose Marti did score one goal.
Maybe in a St. Mary's a man scored a goal from team one box. I will never see it. So because we know that we saw all the goals from the second round onwards. That's why we relegated the categories to just the second round and four.
Here's a very good comment, man. I have to highlight it. Shane Billing. All right, so he said Shake's goal is the best by far. If you were to minus the moment and the competition, if you include the moment and the competition, then it would be Satchwell. Yeah, Satchwell. That may be the reason.
Yeah, the moment, the competition, in addition to the goal,
goal itself.
Whoever Fraser played against Stats, and Stats is no fluke, and the moment was in the grand finale. So there's some good goals, and this decision is giving us a hard time. But when we release that video and decide, then they'll know.
You guys will know. Unseen Sports said, question, what's the plan for Satchwell after schoolboy football?
We'll definitely have to sit down with him and talk to him about it. Second Satchwell will be back on this show for certain. That's without a doubt.
Yeah, so we'll speak to him and we'll see what's up with him. Is it, man? In the interview that you did with him, did you ask him about plans after Manning Cup?
Yeah, I did ask him about plans after Manning Cup, and he said, definitely have plans. There's definitely big things, and there's definitely more football. We didn't get to speak to in depth, but there's definitely Melford. Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah. But yeah, man, you think college in the plans? You think college in the plans for Satchwell, or you want to see bigger than that?
As I said, I'm not in his brain, so there's no way that
if you were Satchwell, with the talent that he has and the performance this year, would college be a consideration?
Yeah, for me, college would always be a consideration. It's a stepping stone, and it can be a stopgap to the pros. Making the transition from Manning Cup to the pros is not necessarily always easy. So I definitely think that's probably something that I would consider. However, I do think he can go pro. I think he's good enough to go pro.
No, good enough, but as I said, it's so hard to go pro straight out of Jamaica, man. And we might see him run out for the Portmore United, the Philip Williams Portmore United. Who knows? We just might see it. Would you like to see that one? If Satchwell run out for Portmore? I
prefer to see him in the NCAA.
No, for the rest of the season, man. I said. Like, no.
Yeah.
Run out for Portmore and see what going on.
There's some more football. Why not?
Keep it going. Unseen said no college for the baller, straight pro. Trust me, everybody. I'm sure he would love to go pro right now. I'm sure he would love to go play in Barcelona. Yeah, man, but it's just not that simple, and it's so hard to get transfers, especially in the places that you want to get them. If you go college in career, no, not necessarily.
Andre Blake did. almost
necessarily.
a full tenure at university. You know, we saw Damien Lowe did a full tenure. We saw the likes of Andre Lewis go to college for 6 months, rather than you know O'Shane Jenkins. So a lot of people, some of them succeeding after the college level. Andrew Holness is another one. Some of them not so successful after the college level. But I think whether or not you succeed after college is heavily predicated on the work that you put in and not necessarily on the NCAA itself. So college is not an ending to your career. In fact, one of the best Jamaican footballers right now, two of the best Jamaican footballers right now, went to college
more
and
than a
did
year.
full tenures. Yeah. So
Yeah. I agree with you on that one. College could be it. It's not.
when we
It's not
say
the worst thing.
NCAA
No man, not
is
junior college, bro.
not junior college. When we
University.
talk
Man.
about college, we are talking about NCAA.
Yeah, man. See, you probably never. Yeah, I understand what you're saying because a lot of people refer to junior colleges as fine, but we mean university.
No, but
play
like
in D1,
even
NCAA.
in America, like the NCAA is like in America, it's college basketball. You know, March Madness is college basketball, and you're having Duke playing against. So that's what they refer to it as.
Yeah, but NC, we mean D1, college university football. You see, that's
like
how we
Boston College is one of the most ridiculous and amazing universities in the whole entire world. Boston College plays college basketball or college football. So that's what we meant.
No JA Premier League for Whisper or Satchwell. Those two should never play in Jamaica again after schoolboy. So I think you mean after schoolboy football unless they are in the black, green, and gold.
That is it.
Yeah, man, I want to see them in the black, green, and gold, man.
Man, that.
All right. Yeah.
So what you say about the youth grades?
I don't know about
Yeah,
Shaka and Satchwell
we
grades.
don't know how well Shaka and Satchwell is doing in school. All you have to do is do the SATs, you know, and do well enough on the SATs. You don't even have to be super bright to get into the NCAA.
Get to 1,300 or 1,200, they're gone. Minimum two.
Yeah, as we say, you don't have to be super brilliant. Like those schools, like for example, Duke University, if me and you were supposed to try to get in, we'd have to have very, very ridiculously high scores. But somebody who possesses the talent, the likes of Saka and Satchel, would not have to be outstandingly brilliant.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know his academic. I don't know about it. So I would like to know. I would like if he had the ability to do well on the SATs and go there. And we just take it for granted that everybody can. We just account it until we find out that you can't.
Yeah.
You see me? So
But he's in sixth form.
Yeah. Holness left before finishing and went pro. He's now finished with being a pro. And I'm back at you. See, everybody journey different, brother.
Yeah.
You can't really count that to university itself. We see it work for some, we see it don't work for some. I'll come down to the hand that you're dealt. Some people don't really work for. Don't worry about Whisper. Mr. Butler has plans for him. People, stay tuned. Stay tuned. There are some whispers. See what I did there? There's some whispers going around, man. So apparently something big is coming for Whisper. Apparently a movie is about to be made. Still, I don't know that I tried to get it out of his camp. A few days ago, I was asking how y'all get him into Europe. Tight-lipped. They're not telling us so. But I think something big is coming, man. And the youth is a big talent. So I wouldn't be surprised if a big move happens. He's 17, so it will be complicated. I don't understand how exactly, the technicalities of it is going to work. But who knows? We just want you reach where we want him to reach and then come back and represent Jamaica. Because Whisper will be playing for Jamaica.
Alex Xavier Gooden. Yeah, Alex Xavier Gooden. What we think about him? We think he's one of the best central defenders in the Manning Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And he barely missed out on a nomination for the player of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he will narrowly miss out on our team of the season.
Yeah.
But definitely a good player, definitely one to look out for. Still a young player, will be wearing that armband for stats in the very, very near and far future. I'm excited to see what this kid has to offer and where he can go.
Yeah, and unfortunately, man, he had got a hard blow in the final game against Jamaica College. Remember people, he was the one that missed the penalty, and Stars got eliminated in the Champions Cup. No, they went to a penalty shootout again in the finals. I honestly feel like he would have scored. I honestly believe he would have scored. It was a confident kick. The kick that he missed was a confident kick. He was going tapping straight on the middle of the goal. Obviously, over kick it and it hit the bar. But it was a very confident kick, and he didn't get the chance to redeem himself and score the goal. But really, really good talent. He's actually 16 years old. We spoke to the coach. I spoke to him a couple of days ago. And top talent. Couple more years in the Manning Cup to play. So look out for good next year. We might be having him in the MVP in the player of the season conversation. I see that amount of talent in this kid.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
We need for get back to the rest of the awards.
So what we have next?
Coach? Yeah, coach of the season.
All right, so coach of the season. We have
goalkeeper of the season. We're still on goal. All this time we've been on goal.
Been on goal? My God. All right, so the next one is goalkeeper of the season. We have Akeem Bernard of Mona High School. Mm-hmm. We have Rasiko Rose of Jamaica College. We have Kevin Hibbert of Haile Selassie High School.
That little boy can
keep. We have Jaim Williams of Stats. Them man they fly, bro.
Him the name Jaim Williams no more. Him name Safe.
Yeah, man. and we also have Gavin Messam of Jose Marti. A lot of people probably
don't forget about that kid. Gavin Messam from Dijon Richard's own mouth. An outstanding keeper. Unfortunately, he conceded 9 because we spent it vex. But Gavin Messam can keep, and I think he's a senior. Had he not been a senior, he wouldn't be seeing Jose Marti colours.
Yeah. Really, all 5 goalkeepers that we mentioned a while ago are good keepers. So let us know in the comment section, who do you have win that award? Would it be Bernard, one them called Pusai? Would it be Rasiko Rose? Would you have Jaim Williams? Would you have Gavin Messam of Jose Marti or Kevin Hibbert, the 15-year-old from Haile Selassie High School? Remember, we nominated him for the best young player for the Rising Star Award. This kid got a mention, and now we're mentioning him in the goalkeeper of the year conversation. So he must have stood out to us. No, really, really, really good goalkeeper.
Somebody mentioned the Excelsior keeper. Very good goalkeeper too.
Yeah,
narrowly missing a nomination. We definitely consider it.
People.
I have to give Gavin Messam his flowers. I think Gavin Messam, underrated goalkeeper, very outstanding. But because playing Jose Marti doesn't get the plaudits that he deserves. You know, if you watch Gavin Messam, which we have watched, he's technically sound, he's big, you know, and he has the ability to marshal his team and lead his team, and he makes amazing saves. Definitely a very good goalkeeper and somebody that will go under the radar because they didn't get very many TV games, but the Jose Marti keeper, man, he can keep.
All right. I forget a big shout out to Sheldon Sampson. You might recognize that last name. Not out them and tell them who are who. But Sheldon Sampson said Jamaica needs to do more to ensure our talented players transition into the big leagues overseas to showcase the talent and put the country on the map, thus bringing a lot of top class scouts here. Yeah, we need to do a bit more. We want to get, you know, whenever we see top talent in the Manning Cup, when a Satchel or a Gooden or a Blake, you know, we want to know that there is a pathway, you know, to the next stage and to the pros. So solid point, bro. Big up yourself, Shelly. Unseen Sports said he would have Rose then Pusai, so he'd have Rose then Akeem Bernard. Give them the criteria real quick because it's not necessarily the best goalkeeper.
Yeah,
so explain that to them.
Yeah, so the criteria for the goalkeeper of the season award is not necessarily who this or that Sports TV believes is the best goalkeeper. You know, because we have our opinions, and I personally think Akeem Bernard is the best goalkeeper in the Manning Cup. But that's not necessarily what the criteria is. The criteria for goalkeeper of the season award is the goalkeeper that is the most impactful, you know, the goalkeeper that has shown his class all season and has been the most outstanding, you know, and important to his team throughout the whole Manning Cup season. That's the prerequisites to win the goalkeeper of the year award. So it's not necessarily the award for the best goalkeeper. It's the award for the goalkeeper of the season.
Here we go.
You guys will see who it is.
All right. Ames done. Big up yourself, Emil. Bernard or Williams. As he said, the case for Akeem Bernard is very strong.
Call the man Williams. The man named Fly.
Fly or Save. What's wrong with him?
His name Fly Save.
Fly Save. I lie. Anyways, Jai Williams, man, that boy can make a save, people. I'm sure to see there. I'm see him dive all over the place. Stats Omar Lang, Bright Future, for sure. We're on goalkeepers right now. Him say, I'm not really sold on Rose.
Why?
Why not though?
Why aren't you sold on Rose?
I'm not sold on all parts of this game.
Which part? Like Rose?
Bro, I'm too indecisive, bro. But he can keep
saw that in one game.
In one game, and then probably grab him up.
In the finals, he made his decisions way quicker, and he was more decisive. And I've seen him in other games. You know, I've seen him probably 2 games that you didn't see him, and he's absolutely amazing. The best goalkeeper on his feet. That guy can make a pass, and he can make a save because he's made huge saves in this Manning Cup. And that game that he was a bit indecisive in, and I'm not sure what happened to his confidence. He only went on and received the man of the match for that very same game. What we think was his poorest performance. I'm not sure why you aren't sold on Rose. I'm absolutely so than Rasika Rose. He's one for the present and one for the future. Don't get me wrong. Like 6'2", very good at his feet, and I think physically, he can lose a bit of weight, he can become more athletic, and I think he'll be the best goalkeeper in the country if he works on the physical aspect of his game.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Stian say, is that Stihan?
Yeah.
Don't watch the penalty shootout. Rose a big keeper.
No,
yeah,
man,
very
Rose,
good, very good
good
goalkeeper. Yeah, but he's good as well. I think Emma is still speaking about Rose. So Jaheim Williams is not normal. However, JC keeper has to win because of the goal against and most clean sheets. But I believe Romain Blake is who makes him look good.
Yeah.
The thing is with so it's a weird thing with Rasika Rose because he didn't play most of the first round, but he came into the JC team in the second round, and because of the performance that he put in that short space of time, imagine still having him in the nominations. How good must he have been to play in 7 games and still get a nomination when we have players playing all of the games for their team? So really, really good. And who knows, Rasika Rose just might get it based on the fact that he conceded 3 goals in 7 games that he played for Jamaica College, so really, really good, saves. Making huge saves and match winning saves also.
Yeah.
All right, so Mad Sus. Sorry, am I the only one?
You're not the only one. A lot of people believe
that. Who thinks Zimenez is overrated?
So a lot of people believe that. A lot of people believe that.
Shane Billing said, for me, it's Jaheim Williams of stats by the eye test. Shot stopping, one of the best in the Money Cup, for sure. Emil running with the fly save.
Fly save, that is it.
All right, I think Jaheim Williams are the best, but I think Bernard deserves it. Can't fight him on that.
That's a good shout. Akeem Bernard is an outstanding goalkeeper. As I said, I think right now the best goalkeeper. All right, I think we as bloggers doing a good job highlighting young talent and thinking what
I'm talking about. So we should be proud of ourselves. What I think we should do now is get some links so we can send out players. Man, if I add some links, trust me, that'll be the biggest player agent in Jamaica. Know that. But yeah, this is what we do. This is what we love to do, man. I like the youth, them, and we're gonna put them. We're gonna try to send them as far as we can send them. Obviously the people responsible for getting them out there. They're responsible for that, and I hope they do a good job.
And after
we have some good talent.
After goalkeeper of the season,
we have
we have coach of the season award. Craig Butler was nominated, of course, Davian Ferguson, Philip Williams, Linval Dixon, what he did with Haile Selassie, and Raymond Watson, at Kingston College team that was necessarily touted to be one of the better teams this season, but still put in a very formidable performance. And those are the coaches that we go with. People, who do you think? Those coaches all have made good cases for themselves. They all have a claim to the trophy, and I think any argument can be made for each of the 5. Impressed with Linval Dixon, Haile Selassie, Raymond Watson overcoming the chapters and doubters. Davian Ferguson managing to bring his team undefeated. Philip Williams managing to make stats look like one of the big guns. Craig Butler building, I think, one of the most talented starting levels in the whole entire Money Cup. All coaches having a good claim. Can't wait to see who will win it.
People, tell us, who would you have as the coach of the season? Craig Butler, Davian Ferguson, Philip Williams, Raymond Watson, Linval Dixon. Who would you have? Who would you have coach your team right now out of that 5?
Unseen Sports said Bernard made too much mistakes in important times. Bernard made a mistake in the Champions Cup, so we're not holding those mistakes against him, because in the Manning Cup he has been solid. I think he costed his team the Champions Cup maybe, but in the Manning Cup he has been solid. So we're not using the Champions Cup mistakes against him. That's what I'm saying. This nomination is not for the best goalkeeper, because that might change the result. This nomination is for the most outstanding goalkeeper in the Money Cup season.
All right, so hold on. All right, so answers coming in. So Stehan said Fergie undefeated. Yeah, Jamaica College undefeated all season. Not an easy thing to do, so we have to put some respect on Davian Ferguson's name. El Granero said Craig Butler. Mona, taking Mona from what they were to what they are now. One of the big team in the Manning Cup, one of the most exciting and entertaining team in the Manning Cup. Put some respect on Craig Butler's name. Raymond Watson taking over as head coach at Kingston College and going to the semi-finals after losing 19 players last year. Much respect to Raymond Watson, one of the big coaches in the Manning Cup. Toki said Butler. JC, man, I said Butler, bro. Javi Wandan said Philip Williams. Yeah, bro, Philip Williams was so good. I'm so impressed with Philip Williams. And all of these coaches, man, are really good coaches. So people are performance. Performance. All right. JC undefeated, the Invincibles. The coach clear even as a Fortis. I hear you. Even as a Fortis. All right. So Fergie win the title and undefeated, but tactical.
Watson.
But tactically, Watson. You'd have Watson. Fair.
Raymond Watson, KC last night.
I feel like tactically, I'd probably go Philip Williams.
KC last 19 players and reached the semi-final. Tactics is not being able to move the ball to the wing and getting it back to the forwards. Tactics is what we saw against Clarendon College, even though that was in the Champions Cup. Tactics is what we saw against St. Andrew Technical High School. So, people, if this was the Champions Cup, I think Raymond Watson would have already.
Raymond Watson would have gone with it because what he did against the team, a so much better team. You know,
but we're not using Champions Cup performances, people. So that might deter him from getting the award. But managing to do what he did with losing 19 players, that may just get him the award.
Man's a free game and carry captain. Man, it is what it is. You do it the way you have.
And you do the best.
You do the best way you can do the best with whatever you have. If you have the best, I just say go. I would love to see him coach a team that he would have to build players from scratch. Listen, at Jamaica College, I think what their MO is, bro, is just to win. You know, I don't think they're trying to develop. And what we think they should do has nothing to do with what they want to do. You know, a lot of people want them to develop, but they want to win, and that's how they win. All right, what the next category? Surprisingly,
The last category.
Oh, player of the season.
Yeah.
Player of the season, people. Who is the player of the season this year? Is it Dujan, Whisper, Richards? Is it Shakwa, Satchwell? Is it Kevin, Saka, Wilson? Is it Romain Blake, the Jamaica International, the under-20 level? Or is it Dan Hugh Mitchell, the Phoenix man and the Mona man?
So why never said Dan Hugh Mitchell?
Dan Hugh couldn't I guess switch it up? So I never know Romain Blake.
Yeah, some things here. I know, sir. I never call you out on that one.
Because you never sure if you didn't know that.
No, I know, say you never know Romain Blake nickname. So I say, I'm not calling him up on that.
But that's a Blakey. Feel like him name Blakey.
Why you give the man nickname?
So you not just give the man fly safe.
But
you know, say he's a corrupt youth. He's a corrupt youth.
He's not the same guy, but
he's a corrupt youth. You must give him and me can't give him.
Dan Hugh Duffy.
Dan Hugh Duffy Mitchell.
If I give the man a name, don't make it derived from his own name.
Why?
That's boring. Give the man a bad name.
Well, say it boring, but you can't say me can't give him a name. What's wrong with you, dude?
No, brickwater. Shut or stopper. Alright. Call him Lisandro Martinez Blake. Yeah, man, Romain Lisandro Martinez Blake.
Little bit of man still.
Little bit of man, but a whole heap of baller.
Alright, so Arnold Goldberg say, Whisper. Matsu say, Whisper by a country mile. Whisper what? I think 25 goals in the Manning Cup.
Oh, yeah.
25 goals in the Manning Cup. Crazy. One Whisper, the man himself. Jav said, someone get a next name. So far it's only Whisper. People only say Whisper. People is not a fan award, so basically we only say that now literally actually pick. But you know, I'll give you some insight and give us things to think about. And then we're going to actually make the decision. So who should win the player of the season? KC's Dujan Richards, Stats's Shakwan Satchwell, JC's Kevin Wilson. Kevin Wilson, about that you know. JC's Romain Blake, or who's the last player? Mona's Dan Hugh Mitchell. Let me know. All right, here we're getting some right now. Arnold Goldberg, Blake should be defender of the season. Defender of the season would be a good category, but we don't have that in this award, and we'll get there. But Blake, defender of the season, man, Blake is definitely up there. Dan Hugh Mitchell up there too. Because we are talking about,
bro, the fact that we have two defenders nominated for player.
It speaks for itself. So you're right. Latanya Williams says Satchel. You got Satchel as your
Shakaten
as your player of the season. Vibes. No man, Shaka Satchel a baller, man. I wonder who them boy ever get the season. Who ever get the thing? Who them man ever get the player of the season? JC develops from first form upwards. The practice of recruiting distorts that reality, but factual development is in full effect.
I agree.
Okay. Whisper, then Satchwell, then Dan Hugh, then Blake, then Good.
No, Good never nominated, but Good would have probably been the sixth nominee. Had there been 6 nominees.
We give Kevin Wilson, man. I feel like he played a big part in what JC had to do. Scored 10 goals? scoring 10 goals and having 11 assists or 10 assists in the Money Cup, playing in the number 10 position. So good season, solid season. Being a part of the team that scored the most goal in the
Whisper by 10 million miles. He's the best I've seen since 1991. That includes the record of Gardeners and the fullest of the world.
Yeah, not just this season, including the cup. I hear you, man. And obviously,
And I agree.
I can't say as much as you're saying about 1991 because I tell you somebody even reached away at them time, isn't it? Just a little jubby them time.
Was your mother an adult in 1991?
But in the man, cool. No?
Was your mother an adult in 1991?
Yeah.
No, she
Where
wasn't.
you know about mother? Where you know about mother?
I know that she wasn't an adult
How
in
you know
1991.
that?
What do you mean? I know that.
Oh, you know that?
You know what about me know that? I just know some know
No,
that.
no, I could go certain place now.
As in,
And that may I tell
why
you.
you interpret it so?
All right. I could just left the conversation there, right? So,
What
anyway.
me you know say your mother?
No, I'm a jubby man. Whatever. Definitely not. But yeah, the point I was making is I can't say, you know, obviously we've said on our channel that this guy is the best ever, but I can't say because I didn't see the Alan Skill goals.
Greatest of all time.
I didn't see all of those ballers
Love
that you guys
from
saw,
Morocco.
but them are really good.
Just keep a walk up comment for that.
Yeah, I'm scared. Love from Morocco. Big up yourself, Morocco. See, I done up the World Cup series. Lie? Yeah. El Ghanera said, Whisper. Junior Lyman says, Satchwell. Jav said, I believe Whisper should win. The man has been sensational all season.
Sensational. Big up Ames Dan.
Yeah.
Big up my bad artist Ames Dan.
Stehan says, split it up. Forward, midfielder, defender.
We're gonna make a show. I talk about who we believe are the top defender, the top forward, the top after this or that Sports TV Awards.
All right. Ashaka 10, man. Yeah. Ashaka 10, them call him, man. Big
From
baller.
Morocco, Russian Joe Marin. Boy,
Yeah.
enough love and respect to everybody
Yeah, man.
who love and respect.
People, 53 people I watch. Please make sure that you like the video. 51 likes. Right now, like
Daily.
and
That's
subscribe.
number 4 is up there with the best player. As I said, had there been a 6th nomination spot, I think that spot would have been given to Alexander. Without a doubt. The stats number 4 is the real deal. And he's nominated for Young Player of the Season. You know, so very, very good player. The St. Catherine High School baller, yeah. That's a player that would have also been close to nomination as well. But there's just so many good players who couldn't get to all of them.
Yeah, but people, that's the award show. I'm going to play the video one more time. I want you guys to watch it. And the award show is coming up tomorrow at 7 p.m. I know you guys will enjoy it. And say, Satchwell kinda. Satchwell killer Shaka.
The best in the schoolboy football. Anything come dead. Sorry, dark for you. That is it. Satchwell was playing in a lower team than KC. I don't think so. I think the St. Andrew technical team is more talented and better than KC. Kingston College have a better name.
And them have the best player in the Manning Cup.
Kingston College have a better name. But in terms of the better assortion of players.
If we did have KC for 1 hour and stats for 1 hour, we'd have probably picked more players after stats.
Y'all try that right now.
Eh?
Y'all try that right now. All right. Jaheim Williams, Tajiri Lee.
Jaheim Williams.
All right. Livingston and
left back, KC left back. And then the
Barrett
5.
or Burton. Either Barrett or
Yeah.
Burton. One of them names.
I probably have
Barnett.
Livingston. That have Livingston.
All right. Central defender now. I don't remember.
Playing by a man good.
Yeah, he would have been playing by a man good. So
Right back could have been.
Reese.
Yeah, Reese.
Yeah. And then in the midfield now,
We have Shakes.
the stats 5
Stats 5.
and
Omari.
Omari, definitely. I don't remember the name of the stats 5, but him and Shakes definitely in the midfield, Omari. And then and the wings, you would have Shaka,
They have
Whisper, and would it be Nashara Gibbs or Atkinson?
Toss up.
But that's how close it
See
is.
me,
So it's not playing in a lower team. It's not playing in a lower team. Starts winning every position except Shakes and Whisper.
I think Blaine Bayam gets in
I
there.
wanted the centre back position.
Yeah, I think Blaine Bayam gets in there.
Yeah.
But every other position there's an argument for it. Every single one. Because Omari a baller.
No, man, Omar.
Xavier Gooden a baller.
Yeah,
Richard
yeah.
Livingston a baller.
Mm.
You see me? So, yeah.
Shaka and Dwayne Atkinson.
And Yeah, and that goes to that, and that speaks to what Raymond what he's doing at KC because
Yeah.
even in games where Whisper is not on it, he's probably not locked in that day or whatever. KC still win. I remember a game they won what 4-0, and that was a game that Shake scored in I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we have to say on that. People are leaving us soon, but before we leave, I'm going to play a video. Enjoy. Hold on, I'm gonna take off this. Go for it.
This is the This or That Sports TV Manning Cup Awards, where we award the top performers this season. These are the categories and nominees. The first category is the Rising Star Award, where we award the top performing young player of the season. The nominees are Xavier Gooden, St. Andrew Technical High School; Denzel Washington Mackenzie, Mona High; Kevin Hibbert, Haile Selassie High School; Kai Miles, Campion College. The second category is the Goal of the Season Award, given to the best goal scored in the Manning Cup. The nominees are Kevon Wilson versus Haile Selassie; Samuel Shakes versus Charlie Smith; Shaquan Satchel versus Kingston College; and Jaheim Fraser versus St. Andrew Technical High. The next category is the Goalkeeper of this Season Award. This is given to the most outstanding goalkeeper all season. The nominees are Hakeem Bernard, Mona High School; Rasika Rose, Jamaica College; Jaheim Williams, Stats; Kevin Hibbert, Haile Selassie; and Gavin Messam, Jose Marti Technical High School. The fourth category, the Coach of the Season Award, given to the best performing coach this year. The nominees are Craig Butler, Mona High School; Davian Ferguson, Jamaica College; Linval Dixon, Haile Selassie High; Philip Williams, St. Andrew Technical High School; and Raymond Watson, Kingston College. And the big award, the Player of the Season, given to the most valuable player this year. And the nominees are Donhue Mitchell, Mona High School; Dujan Richards, Kingston College; Kevon Wilson, Jamaica College; Romaine Blake, Jamaica College; and Shaquan Satchel, St. Andrew Technical High School. And our special award, the Surprise Team of the Season. The nominees are Campion College, Haile Selassie High School, Jose Marti Technical High School, and Tivoli Gardens High. This is the This or That Sports TV Manning Cup Awards, where we award the top performers this season. These are the categories and nominees. The first category is the Rising Star Award, where we award the top performing young player of the season. The nominees are Xavier Gooden, St. Andrew Technical High School; Denzel Washington Mackenzie, Mona High; Kevin Hibbert, Haile Selassie High School; Kai Miles, Campion College. The second category is the Goal of the Season Award, given to the best goal scored in the Manning Cup. The nominees are Kevon Wilson versus Haile Selassie; Samuel Shakes versus Charlie Smith; Shaquan Satchel versus Kingston College, and Jaheim Fraser versus St. Andrew Technical High. The next category is the Goalkeeper of this Season award. This is given to the most outstanding goalkeeper all season. The nominees are Akeem Bernard, Mona High School; Rasika Rose, Jamaica College; Jaheim Williams, Stats; Kevin Hibbert, Haile Selassie; and Gavin Messam, Jose Marti Technical High School. The fourth category, the Coach of the Season award, given to the best performing coach this year. The nominees are Craig Butler, Moner High School; Davian Ferguson, Jamaica College; Linval Dixon, Haile Selassie High; Philip Williams, St. Andrew Technical High School; and Raymond Watson, Kingston College. And the big award, the Player of the Season, given to the most valuable player this year. And the nominees are Donhue Mitchell, Mona High School; Dujan Richards, Kingston College; Kevon Wilson, Jamaica College; Romain Blake, Jamaica College; and Shaquan Satchel, St. Andrew Technical High School. And our special award, the surprise team of the season. The nominees are Campion College, Haile Selassie High School, Jose Marti Technical High School, and Tivoli Gardens High.
Yes, people. So that was it. This are that Sports TV Awards. Tune in tomorrow night when you guys will find out who will be winning what. What time are we going to go?
Around 7,
Yeah.
around 7 p.m.
Around 7 p.m. you guys will find out who will win the This or That Sports TV's Player of the Season. Will it be Shaka? Will it be Saka? Will it be Whisper? Will it be Dovey? Little Lissandro. Yeah.
Yeah, man's a campaign for surprising. People are leaving here now. Go and check out all the content that we did at the Money Cup Finals, all the interviews. That video is posted. That video that we just posted a while ago. If you guys want to be reminded of the nominees, go and watch that video. Man, tell us your opinions in the comment section. I already see some people commenting and say, "Oh, this award is this person should win this award." Go and do that in the comment section, people. Follow us on Instagram and all of that. You see me? TikTok and all of that.
That is it.
Get the socials up on a level. We're approaching 5,000 subscribers, my people.
Fast.
What the fuck? We're there 4,880 subscribers. People, let's get to 120 subscribers real quick, man. We need 5,000 before the year ends. So please do that for us. If you like this video, like the video. Leave a comment under the video and subscribe to This or That Sports TV. The one more thing.
Share the video to at least 10 people, but ensure to get us 6 subscribers, because if each and every one of you guys can do that, you know how much subscriber that can get to by end of the day?
Yeah. You know. So This or That Sports TV.
Wait, we'll flip the coin real quick. Heads or tails?
Yeah, brother. Me?
Yeah, heads or tails. Heads or tails, no brother?
Tears. We didn't even know me that flip for. What did I flip for?
You flip and you don't even know where you flip for. You flip and you don't even know where you flip for. What kind of style that?
What did I flip for?
You will find out.
Yeah, eat that. Find out what? How's that? People out tonight eat that.